Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, not in that order. If you're watching this recording at a later date, it is with a live audience, so I may be chit-chatting with people. I may not be, who knows. This is typically done with a live audience, and I usually give time for all my friends to get in. We chit-chat a little bit and then catch up, and then we will get started with the project. Today is an impromptu Friday night stream. 1 second while I let my dog in. Okay. Looks like I have 2 viewers. They may be my lurkers, which is okay too. And hello to all of you that are lurking. Make it to the live and or watch the recording. Love to everyone coming in. Let's see. Oh, we have 5 people now. Hello, hello everyone. Don't be shy. If you are, that's okay too. Okay. There we go. I guess it would help if I put the right camera on. Oh, my Lori Lou doesn't feel good. Hi, honey. I wish you feeling better tomorrow. Rest, have a sip of tea, pamper yourself, put your feet up, put a little vodka in the tea or brandy, whichever you prefer. Hi, Brenda, Lorena. Yeah, there I am. Help if I have 2 screens, so it helps if I transition myself to the live screen instead of my prelim screen where it says the stream will be starting shortly, so you guys got to hear me. This is a no broadcast stream. This is a chat only stream. No, I'm kidding. How are you all today? It is Friday. Thank goodness my week is over. Thank goodness. I'm just going to say that right now, right here. Yeah, honey, I do. But I just had to make you smile a little bit. Because no matter how bad I feel, the smiles help a little bit. Hello, hello, everyone coming in. I see y'all up there lurking. And that's okay. That is quite okay. Good. I don't know, did you, I don't remember. If you told me. Did you get my card, honey? I can't remember. So many people have told me and tagged me. I can't remember who got their card yet. Did you get your doodling card from me? Now it should be showing up any day now. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. Yeah, thumbs ups are always appreciated. I just posted, and I'll talk about it again later and talk about it again tomorrow, but I just posted new news alert, film at 11. I just posted the announcement on Instagram and on my Facebook, the YouTube subscriber announcement. So if you guys are not following me on one or both of those, you're going to want to, and check out the details. Yeah, it's probably somebody that, you know, liked me before but didn't like me now, and whatever. It's all engagement as far as YouTube is concerned. So I don't care if they give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs ups are appreciated, and I love all my thumb uppers because, you know, that's the way to go, man. But can't please everybody all the time. Hi, Coon, Julie, love to you guys, gals, friends, family, lurkers, whatever you guys are calling yourselves these days, or whatever I'm going to call you at the moment. Hello, how are you? I was going to make my journal, and then I was going to do a quick little video and kind of walk through how I made the journal. But seeing as every time I make the journal, somebody wants to know how I made the journal, and I usually end up having to do a video later of how I made the journal and make a new one, I figure, oh, I'll just cut out the whole middleman and make the journal live here in person. And that way I can say, when the next person, how did you make that? Then I can say, well, you know that video that's like, you know, 6 months ago? You can check that one out, but I'll be, you can sure as heck come and see me when I'm going to make the next one. Plus, you know, with my watercolors and doodlings and all that, and all the lovely, wonderful peeps that are following along and all interested in that, it occurred to me a few things. So I figured here we are. Yes, up or down, they all count the same. Hi, Barbara. But so I figure, well, now, Brenda, that's lovely that you want to follow me on Twitter. That's great, and I'm going to accept that. But the follower, oh no, that's Lorena. Okay, now who sent me? No, somebody is fancy line is now followed. Okay, no, yeah, somebody is. Well, I'm getting all kinds of notification crazies. But, So that's Lorena's follow. Where was that? Oh, was that on Facebook? Oh, so, all you gotta do, Brenda, is, like my Muse and Art face. I put follow, didn't I? Lorena, yeah, you just need to follow me on Instagram or on my Muse and Art Facebook page. Brenda, didn't you just do something? Oh, maybe it was you, Lorena. Somebody, I thought it was Brenda. Okay, never mind. All right. I post to Twitter. I don't really do much on Twitter other than post about my videos when I'm going live or that I've done a video. I'm not really active over there as much as I used to be. Yeah, like I said, I do post on Twitter. I post about my videos or when I'm going live. I'll post pictures of my work. But other than that, I'm really not super active on Twitter. I'm very active on Instagram and on my Muse and Art Facebook page. for sure. That's where we have combos. You know what it's streaming. Well, Lorena, if you don't do Facebook or Instagram, I will accept the Twitter. Although and I'll give all the details tonight and tomorrow. So you won't miss the details. But all the information about the giveaway will not be posted on Twitter. Just as an FYI. But you can, I will count that as a for you, because you don't do those other two. Unless you want to on Facebook, that's entirely up to you. And I have one other gal that I have to email because she doesn't do any social media, so I'm not going to force her to either. So if you let me know you do Facebook, okay, good. Just like my, yeah, it's not follow, it's I think it's called like my business page. It's my Muse Art business page. I think you just like it. I don't know if you follow it. I think you just like it in that. But yeah, I'm not gonna force anybody to do anything they don't. You know, if you're not on social media or on one of those two, then I'm not gonna. You know, I will make some exception. That's where those two places are where I posted the information about the giveaway, and all the details. And then you have to be a subscriber, which you guys already are, so that's not a problem. You know, but you know, and it's my giveaway, so I can make exceptions where I feel that, you know, people gotta tell me and can't just expect their exceptions to be made. Oh, well, you weren't here. You came in late. See, you get a tardy slip for being late. What I was talking about, now I was going to talk about it more, is I finally posted, if you are following me on my Muse Art or liking my Muse Art Facebook page, either way, my Instagram, you will have seen my post about the subscriber giveaway. I finally posted all about it. The details, rules, regulations, the contract. I'm kidding. But no. Pictures about what's included, information, all that stuff. So, and I got that blue paint, that blue watercolor paint. It still stained my, so I'm going to have to get out my glue gun for that. All right, so it's 14 minutes in. So it's going to be us 20 lovely people. I don't know who else is here and who else is. We have all lurkers tonight, everyone. So everyone say hello to the lurkers. You win giveaway. There's Susan. Hello, hello. All right, so I guess I will do a quick little spiel about the giveaway and about a couple other things. Okay, so first things first. Starting July 1st, well, no, okay, let me back up. I have reduced prices on everything in my Etsy shop, effective today. That's digital collage packs and everything. Everything's been reduced by some. But starting July 1st through July 31st, I'm running a 25% off sale. And I will give you, there's a code for it. And I will be putting that in the description box of all my videos in the month of July. But it's going to be July Me Art 30 for 25% off. So July Me Art 30 for 25% off. Only during the month of July, because I've already reduced everything in my shop but the collage packs pretty much been reduced by half. But you may want to wait to buy any collage packs until after the giveaway, okay? Because they're part of the giveaway, just to say it. But everything else has also been reduced, so by all means, go and buy the other stuff. You can do that today. Then the rest of the stuff is not in the giveaway. As far as the giveaway, hi, my Judes. Now I have to repeat myself. So, Judy, I'm rewinding. Let me. Okay, for you, I've rewound myself. So, as I was telling our friends here, I've reduced everything in my Etsy shop, effective today. Everything's been price reduced. Slash! Big price reduction. Alert! Alert! Big price reduction. Okay. And for the month of July, there is a 25% off code for everyone from July 1st through July 31st. And it's July Me Art 30 for 25% off anything in my Etsy store. Only during the month of July, because I've already reduced everything by quite a bit. But I was telling them, do not buy the collage packs just yet, because the collage packs are part of my alert newsflash subby giveaway, which I have announced effective today. It's already up on Instagram and my Facebook. Okay? So, here's the thing and the spiel about the giveaway. Okay? So, I'm going to show you guys everything that's included in the giveaway. Shh, don't tell nobody. Okay? I'm going to show you. So, there's no purchase necessary to enter. It is going to be worldwide. There are three general rules, or three requirements to enter. One, you must be or have been a subscriber by 12 a.m. midnight Central Standard Time. So my time, not yours, my time. Okay? Look at Lori being on the ball. So midnight, 12 a.m. Central Standard Time, June 30th. So Tuesday, June 30th, 12 a.m. in the morning Central Standard Time, you have to be a subscriber of my channel. Okay? That's rule number one. Rule number two is you need to make a comment on tomorrow's, not this video, but tomorrow's live stream in the comment section to be included in the giveaway, because there's a random generator that is used in connection with the URL link that's going to automatically pull up that person and their comment and choose winners. I'm not going to do it I'm not going to be using random.org. I'm not going to be pulling numbers out of a hat. I'm not going to be pulling bingo ball numbers. It's all going to be done by a random computerized generator, so it's all fair and legal. Okay. And finally, you must be a follower or a person. You will have one or both of my either Instagram or my Muse and Art Facebook page. So, those are the three simple rules. Be a subscriber by June 30th, midnight, 12 a.m. in the morning. Like my Facebook or my Instagram page, and put a comment on tomorrow's live stream in the comment section on YouTube. Okay? And then there's some other, rules, such as YouTube is not sponsoring this giveaway, so they are release of all liability claim, you know, all that red tape stuff. That's in the details on Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you read the fine print. Also, part of the fine print is that, yes, you can make it. You can make a comment on anybody's video in the comment section on YouTube, regardless if it's live or not. The other thing is that if, let's say, you win the grand prize, you have so much time, and I'm giving everybody until July 8th to email me if you are the winner, and let's say you win the grand prize. You have until July 8th to email me your YouTube ID, your full name, and your mailing address. If you fail to do those by July 8th, I will pick another winner. But the caveat is the person that was below you, so those who win number 2 would move up to number 1, and number 3 would move up to number 2, and then I would pick somebody else for the 3rd place winner. There's going to be 3 places. Okay. Now let's talk prizes, shall we? Okay. Okay. So this is a glimpse. Well, this is pretty much everything. The only thing I forgot to mention in my post, and I realized it, you know, of course, way after, and I'll tell you everything that's on that photo in case you guys can't see it, is there is a silver black velvet, brand new, size 6 round brush sticking up in that photo. It's still included in the giveaway, but I didn't list it in my list under the grand prize winning list of items of will be included, you know, or includes. So that's included in there. So in the grand prize, you get everything, but not the kitchen sink. Okay, I'm just telling you, I cannot ship you my kitchen sink. Okay, just saying. Jeez. You're gonna get a brand new Arteza journal. You're gonna get shimmering gold FW ink, glitterific polka dots. One of my other favorite things, I got a lot of stuff that was like, you'll notice that this prize pack, or these prize packs are like a lot of my favorite things. Everybody's asking, like, the only thing I'm not including in here is mediums of sorts, but you'll notice a lot of it's my favorite stuff. The Dilutions White Linen Ink Spray, Yoo-Hoo Glue Stick, Speedball Brayer, the new metals Seth Apters embossing powders, a small jelly plate from Jelly Art, a 6x6 stencil from Crafter's Workshop. Here's the lovely silver black velvet brush, round, size 6. The VersaFine Acorn, it's called Acorn, but it's very much like sepia. I'm just saying. Stamp pad, miscellaneous washi tapes, rose gold, good smelling Finnabair waxes, a full complete edition of the Peerless Watercolors, a $25 gift card for Amazon, and 6 of my favorite professional grade watercolors in a 12-pan set. And I left the other 6 open because I want you to fill the other 6 with what you like. So this whole prize pack is well. Oh, one more thing. There is it. There's one more thing included in this. Where is it? Where's my book? Oh. And to top it all off, the Antiquitarians book. So all of this is for the grand prize winner. So a prize package worth over 150 bucks. That's prize pack number 1. Okay? And I even made you a little swatch card. And I wrote on the back. Oh, I gotta write that on there. I guess I failed. I'm gonna be writing on the back what these are. Otherwise you won't know. Well, maybe you might if you follow me long enough. Okay. Oh, and on top of it, First Place gets a copy of all 4 of my digital collage packs. So yeah, well over $150 worth in the grand prize. Oh, and the bag. Don't forget my bag. So all of this, collage packs, all of this, grand prize goodness. Okay? Okay. I gotta leave this out because that's why I had this out, because I gotta write the names on that card, or that card. Okay. This over here. This is my book. Mama Vaughn has your copy of the Antiquitarians book, rather. I gotta repack this, which I will do later. And I will show this again tomorrow. Okay, prize pack number 2. That's a great prize. This is a great prize. Still, you know, this one is worth over $50 and a little bit of blood and sweat and tears. Okay, so second place gets miscellaneous washi tape, all 4 of my collage packs that are in my Etsy shop, Yoo-hoo glue stick, a copy of Millie Murata's Animal Kingdom 30 postcard set for coloring, a dot card of 6 of my favorite colors, okay, he is the second grand prize. I won him. What are you talking about? Who is the second grand? I don't know. So a dot card of the same 6 colors. You guys might remember this, but I made it on purpose, and now you'll know why. My pocket doodler that I made on stream goes to lucky winner, grand prize number 2. Okay. We just made this last week. My hand designed bag. Not as big as grand prize number 1, but still very nice. And it has my doodled with my design on it. And all 4 collage packs and a set of 6 Rembrandt watercolor tubes. That's grand prize number 2. And finally, grand prize number 3 is a copy of all 4 of my collage packs that are in my Etsy shop. So that's why I said don't buy my collage packs just yet. Wait until after July 8th and all the mumbo jumbo with all of this is over. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, I'll put all that back in my bag. And like I said, it's open worldwide. And you have I will be choosing the winners. So you have until June 30th to have met the requirements. And we will choose the winners, plural, on July 1st, Wednesday, during my live show. You do not need to be present to win. You need not be present to be chosen. Yeah. But maybe we'll have tea and crumpets on Wednesday the 1st. Who knows? Anyway, thank you. I put a lot of time. I wanted, if I would have waited another couple weeks, there would be a few other things I would get for it. But it's been too long now, and I can't wait no longer. I just want to give my love, and because it's been overdue now for a couple months, and I didn't want to make everybody wait any longer. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what? I am going to put something else in grand prize. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put some clear gesso in there. Oh, you know what? I need a bag for this. Made me think of something. Okay. They will get one medium, my favorite medium. Clear gesso. How could I forget? Okay. On to tonight's festivities. So, remember I was telling you guys, we used our last, let's do a flip through. I guess, I don't know how many people are here from the watercolor warm-up. Watercolor warm-up series. But let's do a quick flip through. This is just a quick file folder thing I put together to hold my two traveler's notebooks in case I wanted to use my regular cover. And you guys remember these were my handmade papers and stuff. Anyway, so, I used both of these. And so, there's a couple pages that it's a little stiff because it's that crunched. This one I haven't had time to put in there, but it's just upside down. Oh, there's upside down. Oh, and good luck. We actually did one upside down. The last one. So this is actually how this journal goes. Not upside down. But so, in doing this, and I thought to myself, when I was doing this page the other day, this last page in here, which is upside down, and we were talking in chat, and it kind of been occurring to me throughout the process that while I may think that some of this is easy, maybe it's not. And I know some people were wanting some beginner watercolor videos or whatnot, and I thought, well, I kept thinking, one hand I was thinking to myself, well, you know what, these watercolor warm-ups really are beginner videos, but then, thank you guys, but then, as I was feeling in comments and some people requesting some, like, watercolor, like, basic watercolor beginner stuff, and then having done this last page live, which I'm glad I did, and then today I was watching somebody else's video, and I had been talking about the other day when I was doing the live last page of that, You know, I was talking about maybe taking one of my books that I recently acquired to make a journal out of it. And so when I watched the video from this other person today, it solidified my thought of what I wanted to do. And it occurred to me, you know, that, you know, my thought process was that I was thinking, right, that, you know, even though some of the things I think are simple, hi Denise, that's a new name. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Awesome feedback. Thank you for the wonderful feedback. I wanted to, you know what, take a time out and say that too, that the wonderful feedback I get in comments, and just because we sat here live, if you guys ever have any questions or comments, you know, the chat box is always there. Even though it's a live, you guys can always put comments or questions on the lives too. But I do want to thank everybody for their feedback and their questions or that on my videos as well. But so it occurred to me that maybe you guys would like to see me put this journal put together because, you know, as I was saying when I first popped on tonight, that it is a cotton diaper. Yep, these are 100% cotton. These are, I think this is, no, it's All Set Baby, not Pampers, ALLSET. But yeah, they're 100% cotton. I don't use anything but 100% cotton on my watercolor brushes. Well, what? See, Denise? Welcome to the chat box. I can't say welcome to my show. I love that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback, and I'm glad that you're allowing us to say hello to you personally, because I always say hi to all my lurkers and all those watching the recording. You know, there's so much nice. It's so nice to be able to actually say somebody's name and say hello, and you know. But anyway, so that's why I thought, well, you know what? Let's do this. I am going to, because you guys are always asking me how I make that journal. So number one, I'm going to show you guys how I plan to make this next book into my next watercolor journal. And give you guys, because, you know, you're not going to be able to find this same book probably, right? But I'm going to show you how, give you a couple different ideas of how to break down a book and make it into a journal, and what you can use if you don't have the same thing as me. And if you don't like how I put this journal together, maybe you'll find your own way, you know. But I also thought in doing, going back to basics, which is what I'm doing because I love this book cover. And I love the pages in the book. You guys know me. I'm a big person on book text, and especially old book text. I absolutely love it. Whether I'm using it in collage or doing art on it. This is going to be an upgraded junk journal of sorts. But it doesn't matter if we work in it for these watercolor warm-ups and that. Or you just play in it, or you make nothing but just dashes of color and you do nothing. You do nothing more than just that. It's because it's a recycled book, you'll feel less inhibited, and it'll feel more approachable, I think, than this. This is what you guys normally get from me and from most other streamers on YouTube, right? You get that big white blank page, okay? Blacks. If you want some decent brushes, okay, I can talk a little bit about brushes. Well, this book was destined for the bin. And I'm not, so when I say old books, I say old books as in books that are not salvageable, or books that don't have the full set, books that are not part of a famous collection. You know, you don't want to take, you know, a famous book and tear it to, you know, do what, you know, we in the craft world or art world do what we do to these books. That's not this type of book. This book is old enough that it's copyright free, and I can do whatever I want with it and within the stuff that's within it. But it's not some famous book or part of some famous collection that's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, so if you're trying to, you know, if you're going to look on Daddy's shelf for an old book, don't do that. Don't do what we're gonna do to that book. No. Yes, this is what you guys normally see when you come to my streams, which is fine. It gives you encouragement, and it gives you, I show you these big elaborate journal pages, but how did we get from, you know, and then the other thing is that you guys can go all day long on YouTube and find all these how-to videos. And I thought to myself, you know, like I said, I had people asking me for beginner basic videos. And I thought, well, you know what? There's so many beginner basic videos out there. You know, simple washes, simple this, how to do that, you know, basic beginner this, that, and everything about watercolor. And I thought to myself, so what am I going to add that's different? How am I going to help you find something or do something different that's more approachable, or maybe more relaxed, that's not so rigid, help you be creative and explore, and give you something that's not already out there, right? There you go, Brenda. So that's kind of where I'm heading with this. Besides, when I bought these, and I bought these books a few weeks ago, I told you I was going to be making one of these into a journal. Or I have two books like this one. I have two other books that I bought at a sale. They're not the full set. They're not. The girl who was even selling these didn't even have the full collections. You know, so, and they were destined for the bin. So don't feel sorry for these books. However, the books that I did buy, especially the two, this one and the one other like it, have some really interesting stuff, right? Try a thrift store. You know what? If you live in the States, I don't know if they're out of the country, but go to, what's the thrift store? It's like U.S. It's like all over the U.S. It's not the Salvation Army. I'm trying to think of it. They're like everywhere. Poor little book. It's a poor little book. But there are Salvation Army, or Goodwill. That's it, Barbara. Go to the Goodwill. You can get books for like $1, 50 cents, 25 cents. They constantly have books. Now, granted, you may not find one with a nice cover like this one. I mean, I think I paid $8 for this at the sale, or $5 or something like that. But when I was first starting out, 5-6 years ago, I played around with Goodwill books because they were cheap, you know, but you can find ones where they may not be as beautiful as this one, but the cover will be a hardcover book, and you might find some with maybe the colors will be something you like, or we'll have something interesting under that paper, that cheesy paper that comes on books these days. You know, yeah, so go and find a book, you know, and if you're following this series and you don't want to do it in a book, you have this, and this is what you want to work on. You have a fabulous watercolor journal that you're following me with. You know, I'm not saying that you need to do this. I'm not saying that you need to dial it back to come along with us. By all means, you have the you know, the bang for your buck kind of journal and whatever and all that. What, you know, whatever you, I want to encourage everybody. What I want to do is I want to, and you guys know me, I love to inspire other people, and if the more people I can inspire makes me happy. So it doesn't matter whether you're wanting to come along and go with and create your own journal with us, or you want to come along with this, right? Granted, now this isn't even the greatest paper, and I'm going to be doing something with this in here, just so you know. That's why it's out here. But if you have, I don't know why you do it, but arches or, you know, a more professional grade watercolor paper, and that's what you're working on, that you made a journal with, and that's what you've been following me with, or, you know, whatever. But my thing is I want us to encourage as many people as we can to come along and have some fun. You know, whether it's doing watercolors for the first time, or, you know, trying to draw, or, you know, this, they can even use any medium, whether it's yeah, the Dollar Tree has books too. You know, it doesn't even have to be watercolor. It can be acrylic. It can be inks. It can be, and you might find that I might grab some of my acrylic inks from time to time. That's okay, Laurie. To work in this book. Yeah, so, you know, my thing is but I wanted to be able to make it approachable by anybody. That doesn't mean that it's going to be to where, you know, somebody who's a master already won't find what we do fun and interesting or inspiring. Maybe you've been doing art for 20, 30 years and you need to find a new bag, right? Or you're new and you're not quite sure where to go, but, you know, there's all these beginner videos out there and you've watched them. You know, you've picked up a few little things here. You've watched me. You've picked up a few little things. But you kind of need a little different take on it. You know, I kind of want to bring it that I want you to feel freedom to play and have fun. And you know, it doesn't matter what you draw or what you know, what colors you use. And if you have the same as me or not, you know, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to do some pages where they're, you know, kind of what I've already been doing, and some where they're a little bit more simplified or dialed back to where anybody can feel like they can just jump right in with us and come along, right? So that's the purpose, because I want everybody to feel like they're part of this process, or this you know, this thing that we're creating together. So, on to my book. I already know how I want to do it. Some of these pages, sadly, are going to get ripped, but in a very nice way. And we're going to insert some of this. Okay. So, the interesting thing about these books, and maybe you don't remember from a couple weeks ago, or you weren't here when I did the stream, or showed these when I got them a couple weeks ago. See, I already tested watercolor. That's another thing. If you can find a book, the older it is, the better. You know, these are 100% cotton paper pages. But if you could, when you find a book, and if you can find one where the papers are like, they have like this how should I say? They're not slick, but they feel like they are. And I know that's really vague and hard to understand, but these old pages, they're not rough. They don't feel like they don't have that harsh paper feel like most books nowadays have. That you can't feel the pulp. So they take to watercolor real well. Now, if you're getting a book from the Salvation Army or Goodwill or the dollar store, they're going to have that regular pulpy paper feel. You're going to want to gesso them. Clear gesso, white gesso, whatever. Yeah, and see, Susan has great places. I did that. Especially garage sales are the estate sales even. Yeah, I can tell you that the girl who picked up the half a set of these books got them at an estate sale. So don't think that because it has the word estate in the title that you're going to find something expensive, that everything is expensive. That's not true. A library too, yes, absolutely. You can find them anywhere. Oh, see, there you go. Yeah. But so when you get if you are there and you go there, see if you can find ones where the paper feels kind of slickish. That'll be your best bet. And that doesn't matter whether it's watercolor or acrylic. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. And hello, is that Junior? But yeah, you can do gesso. Watercolor ground is expensive compared to clear gesso or regular gesso. I would recommend clear gesso just because it's less costly versus watercolor ground. But if you have the money to invest in watercolor ground versus clear gesso or regular gesso, by all means, absolutely. So pick out your book. Have you been to my channel before? Are you new? Welcome either way, but I always like to ask. Yeah, clear gesso is a friend of mine. I've been using clear gesso for a long, long time. Yeah. Dollar Tree, you get, and you paid $1 for it, and I mean, you just, JR, okay, well, see, it's not Junior, here I am trying to call him a Junior. Shauna, what are you talking about? It's JR, jeez. Right, Judy? Mental note. Okay, so, and if you can find books, but see how lovely and pretty that watercolor is. I was testing. I have 4 books, and all 4 of them are just lovely and take watercolor. But look at how pretty that watercolor is on there. And that's with nothing on the page. And look, single page and no bleed through. Get the cheap. When it comes to, oh God, this is gonna sound bad. I would say get the cheapest, largest container of clear gesso you can get, and typically that means you're gonna get something that's kind of very chalky feeling. Unfortunately, you're not gonna get that very soft, velvety clear gesso that I would normally recommend you buy. Unless you've got the money for it, then I have some recommendations for you. If you're going to If you want good gesso, I would say to get Finnabair's or 13 Arts. My preference would be 13 Arts. They're cheaper than Finnabair's, but both are good. Depending on where you're at, you might be able to get one or the other cheaper. I know, but but look at how pretty those colors are on there. No bleed through. Yes. Hi, Rain, honey. How are you? Okay. But in this case, because you're just altering a book, and maybe you don't care if it's totally, it's just for a prep, just for, because, you got to make the best decision. If it were me, I would buy the nice silky stuff, even if I'm altering a book, especially if I'm altering a book that's like this one. I would buy the good stuff, but to each their own. So, buy a big bottle of stuff, the biggest bottle you can, and it doesn't really matter if that's all you can afford, because I want you to participate and have fun and come along with us. But if you can, buy the good stuff. Okay. So we talked about the book. Books with images in there. Now, not all the images in this book are fantastic. I'm just going to say that. But if you can find books like this is it's a reference encyclopedia. So I'm gonna get images where, like, look, here's a little city. So if I came to this page and I wanted to watercolor around it, I could leave that image there, right? So sometimes if you find books that are reference books, but I mean, I don't know if I would really do anything about an ostrich, but if I so choose, hey, it's for the birds, So it is a reuse cycle. That's my thing. So I don't just rip up and tear up and reuse and any old book. As I was saying, I wouldn't go and get that, old book. Hi, Marge. That's, thousands of dollars because it's an old book. I look for books that are destined for the bin, that nobody wants, that are copyright free, because I do like to use the paper, whether it's ripping the paper up to use in my collage work, or or in this case use it as a journal, because it is giving it a second life, because look, this one book, not having the full collection, and it itself, in and of itself, the whole collection not being a collector's item, if I was a big collector and this was part of a collector's item, then I might save this one book and not do nothing with it and be like, oh my God, if I can just find the other 12 books in this collection, I will be rich. Okay, that might be the case. Then I would not probably touch it. But considering this is not the case, and this book has a lovely cover, it is going to get a second life with me using it. I am giving it a new life. I am going to do that. But however, back to the images. So like with this one, I probably won't paint over here. That's actually a very interesting picture. We've got some boats, and this is what, let's see, the Suez Canal. Statue of De Lesseps at the entrance to the Suez Canal. I'm not too terribly, this is in Portugal. So here's another aquatoph. So those kinds of pages, they'll probably stay in this book and not have anything done with them. I'll probably paint on the opposite sides. Here's one with the flower on it. But some of these pages, well, some of them have to go because we, hi Debs, have to incorporate, or I, and you may want to, I'm going to be incorporating some regular watercolor paper in this journal. Because as much as I love this, okay, I do want some white, because these, now, and I have some watercolor ground, and I have some absorbent ground, and I can slap some on, and I may do that along the journey. But I do want some white watercolor paper. And there's something else I want to do to this, to the watercolor pages. I want to insert some watercolor paper, and I want to have like tabs. So like when you close it, what the heck is the dealio? I think it's a good thing I'm converting this. Now why is it acting funny? Oh, probably because it hasn't been opened in like. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, but there's also some other things I have to take out of this book. 13 Arts Clear Gesso, or Finnabair Art Basics Clear Gesso. Here. Ow. This is Finnabair's. Comes in 2 different containers. You might find it in either one of these containers. Okay. 13 Arts will come in either a small or a tall jar. I have the tall jar because I use it quite a bit. But this, and you can go to 13arts.p as in Paul, L as in Larry, and get their clear gesso. Yeah. So, you know, if you buy yourself a book for $1 and you buy yourself a jar or a tube, same amount in either one, and, you know, you take out some of the pages and you glue a few together, because you may have to do that. If you don't get a book like this where the pages are sturdy enough to take on watercolor as they are, and you want to rest solely on these type of pages versus inserting some of your own watercolor paper, you're going to end up going through the whole thing of clear gesso. So $1 for the book, $12, $13 for the container of clear gesso. Together you've spent $13. There's your journal. And that's cheaper than some watercolor journals. So don't think that it's going to be more expensive. In fact, it will behoove you, and it may be even less in the long run. Yes, 13 ounce is in Poland, but I did hear somewhere along the line, and I didn't get nobody's shop was named, but from what I understand and hear through the grapevine, there's actually some shops, again, don't have a name for the shop, don't know who was, I don't remember who said, but somebody was saying something about that there's some U.S. shops, probably maybe on Etsy or something, that sells 13 Arts products. How true that is, I don't know. But, so what I'm going to do, tonight we're going to dissect this book, and I'm going to take some of the things out of it, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. Yeah. So, got my blade, I've got my ruler, the scissors. Some of the things I'm going to be taking out of this is I'm going to be looking for pages. I probably won't use him. I'm just saying. Daniel O'Connell. I don't know who he was. The Liberator of Ireland and the Great Agitator, an Irish patriot, born in County Kerry, Ireland, August 6, 1775. Very famous, don't you know? She was at Debbie's earlier. Was that what it was? Yeah. So there's going to be some pages. Well, you'll see. But there's some other pages that are going to come out of here. And I'm going to take those out first. I want to take out any of these ones that I want to take out, which I don't know if I'll take any of those out, but there are these. This book, lovely, came with actual matte paper in there. And so these papers, for what it's worth, is all going to be taken out, and they're going to be used elsewhere. Oh, lovely. These are just going to pull right out. I love that. Each book has a list of maps, so there's 7 in this book. That should be Ohio, and it is. So, Oklahoma. Yeah. That's Ontario. Oops, I ripped that one. It was not as nice on that one as it should have been. I don't want to pull too hard. Shite. Still got it good enough. Okay. And then, oh, my home state, of course. Oh, there it is. Should be it. Yes. It's a pretty map. Pretty map. These will definitely, oh, son of a mother. Ooh, fragile. It would have to be my home state. My home state would have to be the most, oh, I love the smell of old books. And a not musty smell. It's a good smell. Get this out of here. And then we gotta go to the P's. Okay. Panama Canal. Oh, son of a... That, my finger went right through it. Well, it would have been practically perfect had my finger not gone through it. I guess peeling up is the best way to go. There should be one more. Oh. Why didn't I do it that way to begin with? Okay. So that is first and foremost. This will stay in the book. I don't necessarily know. I think I'll pull any pictures as I go along because I'm not sure. Wait. This was not on there. This is a list of maps. What the heck? Oh! There's more. Okay. There's more. Puerto Rico? They didn't even spell it right? Are you serious? Oh my god. It was spelled wrong before? No way. I gotta see this. Puerto Rico. Not Puerto Rico. That is... look. They did. They used to... Did you guys know that? Who knew that? Yeah, who knew that Puerto Rico used to be spelled Puerto Rico? Anybody else knew that? I did not know that. And I have proof. Oh, okay. Whatever. Ooh, chickens. Hey, where are you? Oh, it's not in there. It says to see. Wait a minute. What is this? RES. No. Prince Edward Island. I swear, I didn't pull it already. Persia, Philippine Islands. Oh, see, I didn't pull these already. Whatever. Oh, and then Quebec, or Quebec, actually. Oh, and I bought a book from Debbie this week. That book will also be turned into a journal. It's an index of sorts. I don't know what it's about. But it's an old book. And it's an index. And that one really don't matter. So, we have a new journal coming at some point. Oh, there we go. I'm definitely going to make copies of these. And offer copies in my Etsy store. Because these are absolutely priceless. In our world, anyway. I have allergies too, but these don't have that musty smell, thank goodness. Yeah. Okay. So, that's step number one. Then, step number two is this whole, not this part, but this part here. It is broken away from the spine. So, it gets the scalpel. Okay. And then, I'm going to see what the back's going to contain. And there is it. Where is it going to want? Usually, in the old ones, not so much in the new books because they got a whole bunch of glue. These are all sewn in. These are real books per se. These are how books were made in the past. Yeah, this is going to tear. Where are you going to? Okay. They don't make books like this anymore, unfortunately. But I don't know, a lot of times on these older books, thankfully these were taken care of, but you'll find, especially when you get them, that they will split at the very back and front, and that will be where you will have to mend or not mend. Okay. So, that having done now, we will take care of the inside cover and back side cover tonight. And we're also going to take care of a little of this. Now, what I'm going to do is, my plan is every so often, because since these pages don't require any maintenance to paint on, Oh, you bought some of these. Oh, you were there that night too, Seth, huh? Yours smelled. Yours had water damage or whatever. Oh yeah, this one doesn't. This one just smells like an old book. Yeah, no, both of mine actually were very clean. All 4 of the books I bought for her were very clean. Yeah. Since my pages don't require any prep to watercolor on, unless I want to give them extra prep, but as we know, I don't have to, right? I don't have to do any of that tonight. But I am going to figure out. Well, let's start there. I gotta figure out. What is that doing? Oh, that's where I tore that one page, huh? Because I did not tear it cleanly. And there's several, I'm sure there's several videos on YouTube, because there's a video pretty much for everything these days. This is just how I do it, but there's most likely several videos on YouTube on how to dissect a book. This is my method. I don't like to take the guts out unless I'm planning to use the guts fully as collage stuff. So like if I were to use all this paper for collage, then I would take it out of there. But if I'm going to use part of this as my book that I'm going to work on, I don't like to take it all out, especially if it's like this where it's all sewn together, and yeah, I feel that you compromise the integrity of the book. So I'm only going to take out where I'm going to be inserting these. So let's get these cut. Now this is a 9x12 pad, and really, if you're and again, if get cheap paper, get Arteza paper, you know, the watercolor warm-ups, the watercolor journaling, the basics, the doodling, it can be done. You know, my hope is that, you know, we can do some exercises that might push you a little bit, but also do some easy stuff too, right? So, but don't worry about having to have the most expensive paper. This is Color It paper. This is very inexpensive. You can get 2 pads of paper on Amazon, and since we're just using this for watercoloring and doodling, you're not doing. You're most likely. I'm probably not going to have you do a lot of big washes and big stuff like I do, right, in my paintings, because we're not there yet. And this is for watercolor doodling. This isn't for professional grade. I'm going to be, you know, selling a masterpiece kind of thing. Now, I do encourage, don't get this twisted now. Just because we're doing this project or we're doing this kind of thing together, if you ask me as somebody that were to instruct you or to give a class or to teach a class or to something like that, on my supplies list, I would have 100% cotton paper. Doesn't matter the price. You can pay whatever you want for it. That would be my suggestion. But since we're not doing that, and I'm not doing that, I'm telling you, use what you feel comfortable with buying. One second. I know how to use this paper and making it work for watercolor as it's supposed to, but that's because I've been watercoloring for a long time. I don't want you to buy cheap paper and find that you're going to get quickly frustrated with it because it's not performing as you see mine does. Night Rain, thanks for coming, hon. So, make the conscious decision. Again, it doesn't matter. Use what you can afford. You know, get what, you know, whatever you can recommend, you know, whatever you know, if you ask me what I recommend, it's 100% cotton. Use what you can afford. You know, that's what you have to. 12, right? But again, if you get cheap paper and you find and you put your book together, and then 6 episodes into watercoloring and doodling, you find that your paper is not behaving nicely, it's probably because you bought wood pulp cellulose paper. And not 100% cotton paper. So just keep that in mind. What would I suggest? This one or Arteza? This one, I think, this one gives you better lift ability. No, and I'm not talking about the Arteza 100% cotton, because Arteza has 100% cotton. I've never tried it. It's also, it's just as much as I would pay for my other 2 favorite cotton papers, so I haven't bought it. I've only bought their watercolor journal or their mixed media paper. So I cannot make a conscious judgment call on their 100% cotton paper. Just to make sure I'm clarifying, okay? But as far as their, you know, quote unquote watercolor mixed media journal paper, that's more textured. This is more like hot press paper, and Arteza is more like cold pressed as far as texture. But I think this one personally, especially if you're new, would perform better for you, because it gives you the lift ability, whereas the Arteza one, the paint soaks in real fast. It doesn't have as much sizing on it. Where I think this one has more sizing, although it's not the greatest paper in terms of, you know, it's not 100% cotton. I think it's made to somewhat perform more like 100% cotton paper, because it has the ability to lift and move and push and pull and all that. But that's just my 2 cents. Now, somebody had, or was going to have, or might have had, I don't know, one of those 3, some questions on brushes. As far as this project goes, use what you have. You can use acrylic brushes for all I care, but never use your watercolor brushes for acrylic anything. But if you have acrylic and you don't have watercolor, you can use those for watercolor. But I think somebody wanted to talk brushes, or maybe had questions about brushes. If so, speak up. Or maybe they were asking what my favorite was, or what I recommended, or something. Okay. These are 9 by 12, and my book is 9 by, it's like 9 by 6 the pages are, right? So now how are we going to get these to fit in there, right? First of all, we have to make room, right? And I've already cut those in half, so they can't be folded, right? And we have to fit that much paper in that much book, right? Look at that. Look at the striations on the paper. Love it. Love it. Matches the outside of the book. Okay, so what my plan is to tear out some pages. And well, I'm sorry, Mr. O'Donnell. I don't really care about you. I'm going to leave the octopus in there. And I'm just going to go every so often, and I'm just going to add that stuff to that one. And let's do this one. We might pick out a few pages, actually. This book. Oh, this is sewn. Actually, hold up. Don't want to tear my sound binding here. The sewing. Yeah. See, that's how wonderful books were made. The sewn signature, like truly sewn in there. Okay. So let's do this. Let me just take this one out. And these pages will get used in collage. You guys know how I do. That's fine. Any that I rip out will get used for collage. And let's see, I think if I just rip this one page because it's so do not stick to the paper. That does not help you. Should. Oh, yeah. There we go. Again, my book likes to tear backwards. So, you know, we'll just accommodate it. And then, since that is where that is, I think I want to, here's where I'm going to want to insert, possibly. What do you think? Oh, I could do, here, let's give this one. So I am going to reinforce the sides. What do you think? How did I do the last one? Do it under or over? I think if I insert it here, that'll give that stability. Yeah, okay. So then what I'm going to do, actually I think that is where I wanted to cut to. I don't mind if it sticks out a little bit because, oh no, I'll just stick it right in there. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's see. Make sure I'm on screen. All you lovely people. I think I'm not going to tear it backwards. This might get a little ugly for a minute. Just bear with me because I got to try to tear it backwards. I might just have to give it up and, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Actually, I can come out there. I just got two. These pages are kind of on the thick side. Terrible, isn't it? Oh, I want it to stick out. I want to we need to come in. That's fine. Okay. So I am gonna, because I want to put a tab on it. So actually I need paper. I need paper. And I may end up deciding to put a heavier glue. I don't know. I don't know. You could do this and you could sew them in. It's entirely up to you. And I may find that these pages are too, if you find that your pages, or even with a new book, maybe the I don't care about that. The pages are too brittle. If you're using an old book, or even with a new book, if your pages are not heavy enough, you can sew, sew it. It'll look really cute. I don't have a sewing machine, so I can't do it. Otherwise, I would be doing it. I'd be telling you that that's what I would do. I would come around here and sew this. But I have a stamp, so I might stamp it. So now this it gives it a little bit of stability behind where this was, number one, where this was, and it gives me, it'll hide pages in there, right? And it gives me, I can do whatever I want on this side. Okay. Now, if I find, and then you just got to be careful when you're working in old books too. And you'll find me doing this on the video. You might see me put something under here, but I did notice that I can do this with this book. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to do this with newer books. No, Flo has actually been really busy with her church and stuff. She was here, what's today? She was here Wednesday. She stopped in for a little while. She's been stopping in and then for a little bit, but she's been really busy with her church. Tori's been still not been feeling well, so, and then, her time difference. So she's not able to be here in the evenings. Yeah. No, all is well. But so I'll be able to work, or you may see me prop it up. So just remember that your spine may not be hefty enough, and that's another reason why I try not to compromise this, especially if I'm using an old book. And you don't want to be working on it slanted anyway, right? But it's going to give some support to all the pages behind it. And then, you've got when you're working on it, you'll see me do like that. Clips are a good thing to have in your studio, right? All right, so now I'm just going to, oops, that one. Okay, so I'm just going to go on. I don't really care about him. As we got on the other side, nothing I care about. Ooh. Oh, those are possums. That's cute. I'll keep that. That's an otter. Okay, we'll keep that. That one can stay in there. Gorilla, we'll keep that one in there. That's some sort of fruit or something. We'll get into flowers and stuff. Okay. Everything about Oregon, I really want to, my home state, I really want to keep that in there. Bird, anything on here? And again, I don't care that these are now become collage pages, so it doesn't matter if I tear them straight or not. And we'll put, oh good, he's okay, we can tear him. probably won't have any stability problems, or I'm hoping, because these pages are actually, again, they're like old cotton paper that they used to use back in the day. So I hope I won't have any problems with stability in this book, but you never know. It could happen. Miss you too. Okay. Let me get something to, just because I don't want to tempt fate right now, because I'm tearing it apart. No, that's good enough. I might have to get out the stronger glue. Well, I'll be. Where's that one? Yes. Now you're going to stay. What I might do, instead of getting out more glue, either I'll get out the tacky glue, which is stronger than glue stick, which I love Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo is a really strong glue stick. When I'm done tonight, I'm gonna put pressure on the book. And if that doesn't work, then I'll use tacky, or I will use my Yes Paste. Yes Paste, probably it's better, because it's archival, so I know it'll keep together. Yeah. Or I may do both. I may put Yes Paste and then washi tape around on those pages. Give a decoration kind of thing. Count Axel Oxternia? I don't know, we'll leave him in there. He looks interesting. Oyster Catcher. The P. Okay, maybe this one. I don't know. A lot of space there. I don't want to give that up. So, you know, you just gotta. Oh. Ignace Jan Paderski. Sure. He does not, but I like that picture. So, guess I gotta leave him in there. Thomas Nelson Page. And Walter Hines Page. Okay, the pages can go. Get it? The page can go? No. You're not buying that one. Oh, I looked at. Well, now I gotta tear that one out. I got it. I'll go through and clean up my pages later. Oh, that's the one I ripped. Okay, not worried about that. Not worried about that in the least right now. Y'all are not laughing at me. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Pagoda. Okay, just delete that one. Thomas Paine. And this looks good. Are y'all still there? Or am I talking to myself? Oh, let me put on my glasses. Ugh. What the hey? No. I seem to be okay. Excellent connection and all. So, 18 people not talking to me. That's good. Must be all my lurkers. You know what? I'm just gonna not do anything on these pages and leave them because they're interesting. My book, I can do what I want. There we go. Somebody answers me. I'm only, you know, I know I'm not anybody or nobody. Jeez. Luis. A. Mitchell Palmer, Attorney General of the United States, born in Pennsylvania in 1872, graduated from Swarthmore College in 1891. Very famous man, don't you know? Lord Palmerston. Oh, he just looks sassy. You just want to slap him. Very cheeky chap, that one. That's interesting. We'll leave that there. Oh, well, that has to be in my journal. This guy. The Pan Man. Pan him off now. We'll leave that there. There's a picture. We'll leave that there. Well, I guess both of these are coming out. Ah, crappity-doo. This is one of the drawbacks, and I'm not exactly being Mrs. Nice Guy with this book either, but, and I don't mind the interesting things I have to do to books when I fix them, or when I tear them apart, whichever way you want to look at the, I'm fixing it because I'm tearing it apart. Yeah. And again, I might just for the sake of posterity, I might come in here and throw some washi tape in these pages, just to give them some extra because I'm a little OCD that way. Anyway, but I might throw a piece of washi tape down the middle once I get all these bits and pieces out of here. Yeah, but you know, because it's a watercolor junk journal of sorts. But one we're going to work in Pastels. Pastels? I don't even know how to pronounce that. So I am not going to even try. And this is a good place to put. Shh, Coon, we don't talk about it. Saying, girl, we don't talk about it. It's nighttime. It's 8 o'clock. The kids got in trouble by mommy. So grandma gets to sit here and be quiet. We do not talk about these things. Just saying. No, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about such things. Out loud, anyway. Yes, if I was doing acrylic, I would use masking tape. But I probably won't. I'll probably opt for something very decorative, because this will be for watercolor again. And you may want to mix this journal. You may want to put in some of the watercolor paper. And if you buy the cheap stuff, that's and you may want to use it for watercolor. You may want to use the next page for acrylic. You may want to use the next page for inks. You could make it. You can make your own. Who is that makes her own journals? Diane Reevely or whatever that makes those journals that has like several different kinds of paper in it. I forget who it is. So you may want to do that. Yeah. Of course you did, Juice. I do it all the time. Welcome to the new world. Especially if I'm in here streaming. I ain't got time to go and talk to them. Nope. But see, now I got a picture to look at while I'm painting. Isn't that nifty? Definitely have to paint around that. I'm leaving it in here. Well, these are some very dashing looking men. But I do say so myself. Good place to put a white piece of paper, don't you think? Okay, Juice. Yeah, one of them lost an ear. I think I forgot to put watercolor. I mean, warm up in my title, so they knew that this was a watercolor warm up. Hey, Debs, you there? Or did she leave? Did I miss her leaving? I don't think so. Where'd she go? She left. Who's he? Who are you talking about? No, I said Debs for Debbie. See, it's gonna look so cute. When I get it finished, and we're gonna have tabs on the side. It's gonna look so cute. It's gonna look so cute. The other journals that I've worked in that were books, I don't have some of them anymore because they were just for, they were back in the day when they were just throwing paint down and no actual rhyme or reason, and they were just for swatching or stupid stuff. I think I have one or two, but I didn't also put regular paper in them. I just glued some two pages together and went to town. They weren't old books that were nice or anything. They were just books. Do something with that page. Oh, another one that's got an image on the other side. Now, that's not no bueno. Oh, Marge, you know. Oh, Marge, I needed that. Thank you. That was fun. Oh, that's a pretty. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely have to paint around that. Do something funny with that. A woman finally. Adelina Patty. But we got to remember, you know, women weren't really, they didn't have a right back then. So, you know, why would they be in a history book? Anyway. Okay, I guess I'll take Yes, JR, you have seen it. I think I'm respecting the book. Some people don't so much. It's like a flurry, a flash of light, the way they tear books apart, which is okay too. You know, everybody has their way about it, but I use, like I said, I have some books where I use all the guts out of it. The guts stay in there until I've used it all up, and then I'll just take the cover and turn that into a journal cover, and I make my own journal. And then there's ones I've done like this. But yeah,